No, I think it is. I just went, it should be off.
Yeah, mine said too when it went off once when it was supposed to be on.
Yeah, but I did the power off slide.
Oh, you just turned the whole thing off.
I did.
I did that, you know, I played
So what time are we going to DHS?
as soon as our meeting's
As
over.
soon as our meeting's over with.
And it shouldn't be too long unless we get sidetracked with something.
Yeah, I had a real good sidetrack meeting on Friday.
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
Remodel?
I'm not sure what Dave's working on up there. He was taking the handrails off and redoing all of those for the stairs,
Yeah.
refinishing them. He got done painting the whole elevator shaft area and then wiping or washing
I see the
down.
building right south of, where's the Jefferson?
Yeah, yeah, he's got something going.
Just so
Oh, really?
checking.
It's been there for a while.
It was sprinkling early.
I
Yeah.
know, it was sprinkling when I came to town and then it quit when I got here, so I think it's just going over our house. Must have missed
So
it.
Abby, I see you're on by phone. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I just
Okay.
can't get on for the video. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So, okay.
Are we ready?
Well, it's 8:31 and here's our
Okay.
Chairman D. Sandquist.
We'll call the meeting to order. And we have a motion. We've got a couple sets of minutes from March 18th and March 3rd and March 8th and March 15th. And we were all here for those, so I think as long as we do those in one, oh, we have more. I've got a lot of meetings lately.
Yeah, you have, Dee.
March 17th and March 19th. Yes, but hopefully we'll be close to done with that. Is there another one? That's it. Okay, just to review. We have March 3rd, 8th, 15th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Trish, motion to approve, Hamilton second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Scott, we're gonna hold off for just a second because Conley's here and we wanna talk to him a little bit, so let's jump down. Discuss access and contract recycling and waste disposal with Connolly. Welcome. And this came up, I know, several weeks ago, I got a call from a resident in the outer parts of the county. And then I know we've had some other feedback. So she had tried, she called me and wanted your number. You know, so I looked up on the web, like most people do nowadays. So she called it and she said, well, there was no voicemail set up and nobody answered. And then there was an alternate number and she called it, same thing. So I did that and experienced the same thing. So then we got a couple more like that too. So we just wanted to know, is there a way that there's a number where people can leave messages and then get a call back? Because we understand nobody can sit by the phone.
Yeah, it's possible.
Right, I know that.
I tried that when I first opened and you have to.
But it says,
Yeah.
but it says, you know, that the voicemails aren't set up. So at least if we could get that accomplished, that'd be great.
I mean, there is a voicemail, but you can
Yeah.
do a better job at that.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
When I called the number that was on the fence out there, it just rang and rang and rang. You didn't even get the opportunity to go to a voicemail or a mailbox of any kind. And then when I called your cell phone and you called me back, it was sorry, it was your voicemail set up for your phone line, so I figured you'd give me a call back anyway
That's what
after
I
you
do.
saw that, so.
I don't set my voice off. It takes too long to listen to a message. Back.
Yeah.
Well, if your numbers and don't look like a telemarketer.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
call them back, you know.
yeah.
I get phone calls all the time, so.
Yeah, the big thing is that people have been concerned that they can't get a hold to find out if what they're bringing is something that you guys take or that kind of thing.
I did, voicemail does say that, I did not realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I will.
As far as the actual, service, that's fine. It's just people don't know how to access it. So that's really kind of what we wanted.
Yeah, you know, and I will say, every time I go over there, we'll reach out to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah,
They
a lot of
do.
people
Yeah.
tell me that,
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any media on yet. I was just gonna say media.
Yeah, no, there
You
is.
can always help us get the word out to county residents that we have this service. For recycling, it's free.
Right.
And then there's
You get free ledger or county or?
No, the county doesn't get the Ledger newspaper. They do listen to our meeting from Zoom here on occasion before they make something up and put it in. Sorry,
one of us.
or call one of us, but yeah,
And then there is a charge, a small charge for big things like mattresses and some things. Electronics, I believe, are free, right?
Except for the monitors.
Except for the monitors.
TV, is that,
TVs, computer monitors.
okay.
Okay. And there's a small charge for TVs and computer monitors, but once he gets the phone number with the voicemail, you can find out all about it if you're interested. Okay, I guess that's all we wanted. Thanks.
Hey,
We'll
thanks
let
for
you-
coming.
Next time,
Thanks
let's
for-
don't be so formal, let's just do it over the phone.
Yeah, we could, or yeah, you could call into this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, just close it. We got the open sign on.
Good morning, Scott. I've got all your, do you want to unmute, Scott? I've got your permits.
I think I'm unmuted, or can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you're unmuted. It would have been just on your end if you.
Yeah,
Hey, I've
Okay.
got a quick question for Pat or Chauncey. One of the permits is actually for our farm because we're doing some tiling and it has to go under the road. So should Susie sign it?
One of what is for that?
These are the usual permits that Scott gives us when somebody has to do something.
Yeah,
on the
they're a
road.
work in the right of way permit. It's a standard permit. If you're gonna add an entrance, widen an entrance, if a utility company is gonna be putting something in down through the right of way, it just allows you to be able to work out there. So in this case, Dee's got one for herself for their farm, and she's the chair, and the chair is the one that always signs those permits. So would it be suitable for Susie to sign just that one particular one?
Yeah, that's probably the way to go on that. I mean, it's a customary act, so it's not something that, unless there's something, out of the ordinary or controversial about it, it shouldn't be a big deal anyway, but.
No, it's
just-
not. It's a typical tiling that involves across the road, so they have to get access there.
Yeah, so, I mean, but just to be sort of, extra cautious, it probably is a good idea to have somebody else sign off on it.
I want to get back. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, she's signing it as we speak. Okay, good morning, Scott.
morning. Let's see, it's been a little wet. So we've been, crews have been blading gravel roads. And we still have dust control permits being applied for. It's 21 so far. There's usually about 100 by the time we get ready to actually do the preparation work for dust control. When
What's the
people,
deadline for that?
Oh, I'd have to go out and look. You want me to check right now?
Well, unless it's next week, just let us know next week what the deadline,
Okay,
so we can get the word out.
yeah. So I mean, the reason for the dust control permits isn't for us to do the dust control, but we do come out and prepare the road. Maybe put a little rock down, blade it up, get it ready so it doesn't have to be, the motor graders don't have to go over it once the dust control is put down. And so the other reason for the permits is so that the motor grader operator for that district where the dust control is going to be applied at various locations, they need to know where that's going to take place at. So on a, say, a wet day when all the road looks the same, they're not going to blade over one of those dust control areas. So they've also been using the boom mower in District 1 to cut brush, and did edge repair on Vetch Boulevard on Friday. That's one of our projects that we're closing out. So they did service and repairs on equipment, so for equipment maintenance, and then potholes. They've been filling those with cold mix in various spots all over the county, and rock hauling all over various spots on the road. Areas where it was wetter than others, and shoulder maintenance. They did some shoulder maintenance on 241st Street off of Highway 1, and they've been repairing broken posts from winter. We have snow and ice that hit signs and mailboxes too, but we repair the posts for our signs that get hit by snow and ice. If a mailbox gets hit by snow and ice and it breaks, and we didn't actually hit it with the snowplow, we don't take care of the repairs of those. People are responsible for that. I mean, some mailboxes over time start to get weaker and post rot, and eventually it's not going to hold up to. I mean, you could even have the wind blow it over, and so those are things we don't repair. Now, if we were happen to hit a mailbox with the plow, then we take it upon ourselves to repair those. Let's see. So tomorrow there's supposed to be a pre-construction meeting for a PCC patching project for the DOT, and it's going to be on Highway 34. And it's a state project, but you've got 4 different counties it's going through, and all 4 county engineers whose counties that goes through have been asked to attend this pre-construction meeting.
Where is that going to be held at?
What's that?
Where is that going to be held at?
I'm gonna join it online, so.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they were offering that online or we're going to have that in person somewhere. They're doing both of those kind of things now. It just depends on which department.
Right. Since it's spread over 4 counties, there's going to be a lot of people, longer distances they'd have to travel, and and they're offering a lot of meetings online anymore. Sometimes only online. So.
Yep.
Will you give us an update on that next week?
Yes.
Okay.
And let's see. So we've got closeout projects that we're working on for the Vetch Resurfacing and Pleasant Plain Road. And so the shoulder repair on Vetch was to take care of of an area where the shoulder rock was a little thin. And then on Pleasant Plain, the work needs to be done on that is crack sealing, and it's too wet to do that right now, but we're making arrangements for that. And
You'll have a company come in and do the crack sealing, or are you gonna do that ourselves, or how are we gonna work that?
well, we could just pour some of our liquid that we use in the total patcher down there, but I'm thinking it'd be better results if we have people that do that all the time.
Yeah, it'll probably go quicker as well.
Yeah. So got an inquiry into them, and they were going to do some crack sealing for us anyway. So while they were here for that,
Right. And
I
that's the stretch from just north of town out here to where the cold in place recycle project was done, right? That you're crack filling, or is that the new pavement from last summer?
let's see. Some of what we're doing is on Germanville, because that's asphalt laid on top of concrete.
Right. And that's south of what was overlaid last summer, right? Or is that already starting to crack that we have to fill cracks on it?
Well, Germanville would be go through the whole project, and anywhere there's a crack, seal it. And
Okay.
then Pleasant Plain would be a similar deal. And then Vetch has one crack, so.
Yeah,
we're gonna seal
well,
it.
I would imagine there's not a whole lot of cracks in any of the new pavement other than maybe up on Germanville because that was so bad underneath. But yeah, that was what I was wondering is if you were doing some of the older asphalts that are out there in those areas, because there are stretches where there are older asphalts that are
Yeah.
laid down. So
Well, we have quotes on those too, but our inquiry, they didn't have a quote for Pleasant Plain, so
okay.
we inquired about what they might want to do or charge for doing that, and in addition to at least the Germanville, but we're going to look at. I mean, other than asking for a quote on Pleasant Plain, we haven't decided yet on where else besides Germanville that we would want to do some crack sealing. So, I mean, they have come and given us some quotes, and then we want this additional one, and then we'll make up make a decision, or I'll make a decision about what I think should be done and that we can afford.
Yeah.
Kind of prioritize it.
And that's paid for by lineal foot.
They give us a quote based on how many gallons of seal they think they'll use.
Right. There's so many gallons that go in per lineal foot, and there's an equation that works it out. So,
but
okay.
Lineal foot of crack rather than lineal foot of the road.
Right, exactly. Good distinction to make.
Yeah. And then we've got we got those two bundle projects, which there's not been any progress by our contractor on each of those. They're working on the other counties. But in the meantime, we'll take the pre-audit checklist for local public agency projects. It's an 8-page checklist, and use that to set out all of the different forms that we're going to need through the actual construction when that starts. And then I've got a pre-construction meeting agenda from that meeting tomorrow. Seems like a pretty good meeting agenda, so we'll use that to set up pre-construction meetings for the next, for those two projects. Get everything ready ahead of time, and then be able to fill in the documentation as we go. So that's the bundle project on 146 Boulevard. It's a bridge, and then the bridge on 257th Street.
Good. All right, anything else, Scott?
That's what I have.
Okay, we'll get these permits all signed. Thanks. Next on the agenda, discuss and consider bid proposal for lawn care. Darren.
Yes, this is our annual request for feeding, fertilizing, and aerating all the yards that the county takes care of. That's for the courthouse, DHS on Maple, county attorney's office, and the FAC building, the convention center. And the bid this year is the same as it was last year. It's from Randy Paget. So I move that we approve that. Off the top of my head, it's $470, $550, $640, $640.
I'll second it. So we have a motion and a second. Motion by Hamilton, seconded by Sandquist. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Discuss and consider appointing Lisa Martin and Joe Stever to the Judicial Magistrate Planning Commission. We have a motion by Drish. Do we have
Second.
Second by Hamilton. Do we have any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Discuss and consider the 28E agreement with Lee County for environmental health services coverage when the local county EHS is absent. Anything you want to say about this, Dan?
No, pretty straightforward. I ran it by Pat, the assistant county attorney. He said it looked fine. So, yeah.
Okay, I would make a motion that we approve the 2080 agreement with Lee County for environmental health services coverage when the local county EHS is absent.
Do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Discuss and consider the resolution approving the 28E agreement with, okay, we just.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, no, that's
No,
this
no.
second page.
Resolution, sorry.
Yeah, it's the resolution.
So we basically have the resolution for the same thing, approving the 2080 agreement with Lee County for environmental health services coverage when the local county EHS is absent.
I would make a motion that we approve this resolution.
Motion by Hamilton, seconded by Drish. All in favor? Aye.
That's a single signature
Yeah.
from you as well. All right, so
No, that's Jefferson.
So there's two copies of the 2080 agreement. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah,
you can take my copy of that 2080 agreement. You'd like?
it has 2 lines for me to sign, so do I sign both of them?
No,
Yeah.
it should be, there should be my signature and then Steve Bergmeyer's signature, and then under that should be,
Oh, okay, sorry.
So
My bad.
Yeah.
Yep. You haven't signed it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
you have the copy that Steve already signed?
No, we did not.
I gave that to Abby on Friday.
Oh, maybe that's what's in this other folder. It's not in our packet that we got, but let me see if it's in.
It's in that other folder that was sent over.
Right. Got it. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of those.
And there should be the weed commissioner form.
We're gonna put that on the agenda for next Monday.
Okay, but it just needs your signature and I can send it in.
All right, but since we've discussed it, I think usually we always have done that in the past, just had it in an agenda item. So we'll just have it on next Monday.
Okay.
Okay, we've got this signed. All righty, any committee reports?
Yeah, I met with the Russ board last week. It was kind of uneventful. We've got one member that could be changing coming up shortly, but they'll be replaced by another member from, I believe, Henry County. So, like I said, it was pretty uneventful on everything that was going on with the meeting. So there's some other things to talk about at a later date that I can't say anything about right at this point in time, but that'll all come through later this week. So that was my report.
Yeah, I do. I had two meetings last week. One was the workforce board meeting and the other was the SEMCO meeting, and they were both canceled. But we did have a board of health, board of supervisors meeting as well. And that was very informative. It was very nice to meet other folks you had not met before from another board. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And all three of us were on that. I had Regional Housing Trust Fund, and the project at Loudon's going very well. I believe all the apartments are filled. So the Regional Housing Trust Fund board is going to try to arrange, maybe we can have a meeting there sometime in the future just to see it. It's a really good addition for housing in our community, which we do need. And I did Spotlight, and we had a lot of work sessions. We're working on a lot of projects right now, making some progress. So appreciate everybody who's been involved in those. Do we have any public comments? Somebody's. All righty. Do we have a motion to allow claims and approve reports? Motion from Drish.
Second.
Second from Hamilton. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, discuss and consider nuisance properties. Any updates on that?
We have just gotten things started off so that we can go and take care of the nuisance property on the west side of Fairfield out on Old Highway 34. Bruce Hudson has an email from me that you both should have gotten copies of, stating that we approved the contract that we did for that with Chittick Filling, and for the price that it was at. So we're moving on that one. We have put in the budget this time around so that we can renew our contract with Russ at a lesser amount. So that contract price for nuisance itself is going to go to
$40,000.
$40,500.
Yeah, I just asked him if he could sharpen his pencil and he came through. So we're grateful for that. We've made a lot of good progress over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. And we've still got that one piece we need to get resolved and how we're going to follow up with them, the people whose properties we cleaned up. So where are we on that? Or where do we need to be? I know we need to, how we're gonna recoup the money.
That's the letters that I'm currently writing up. I need to have Pat review those so they can go out. They'll state, they'll have 30 days to pay from the time that the letter is written and signed. And then if they don't meet that 30-day time period, they'll be able to come in and talk to the board and the treasurer on what plans we have for allowing them to pay it on their taxes over a time period. And that payment would be due every year in September, just as you would with any special assessment. So that's where we stand at this point.
Good, glad you're working on it, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, and we are gonna go tour some county buildings. We're gonna go out to the DHS building and Pathfinders and juvenile. So, thanks to everybody. Motion to adjourn. Oh, not motion to adjourn, motion to go. Tour. All right.
Motion to go on the tour.
Yep. Alrighty. Yes, so, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being on the meeting this morning.